بكم.
لا شيء. شفت القرار الجديد اليوم؟ شلون اشوف؟
خالد بن محمد اللواء رئيس هيئة أبو ظبي للتراث. ما شاء الله.
رئيس هيئة ابو ظبي. رئيسا لهيئة ابو ظبي. انا شلت حطيت المخبي.
لأنها بتاخذ مساحة. تبين إن فيه زين. لا لا
لا لا كل يوم.
عادي أحط. لا أنا قصدي تلفون ما أبغى يطبعني. ها عادي خلاص والبوق.
انا عندي مستودع.
زين، بس انتبه لو رن التليفون حطه ايربلين. لا ايربلين. اذا ايربلين عشان ما يرن بعدين يسوي ضد مع
ما تعرفين ما اقدر.
and we will start very shortly. Thank you. أعزائي المشاركين، حفل الافتتاح الرسمي للمؤتمر على وشك البدء. أدعوكم.
This is the official opening of the conference, and I would ask you please to take your seats.
الحين بعدين راح يكون في فاطمة الهاشمي وميساء.
بسوي كذا اخاف يشوفوا الساعه ما مضبطه.
Your Excellencies, dear participants, welcome once again to the World Conference on Culture and Arts Education. To commence the opening of this landmark event, we will have the pleasure of enjoying two cultural performances. The following performance holds a special tribute for you, our esteemed guests, with the poetry lines of our founder and father, Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, who wrote, I come to you in hope, you with the best of traits. I come with an open heart, with nothing but the best of intentions. You hold a special place, like rare pearls from the depths of the sea. The utmost respect binds us together. I come to you with hope, you with the best of intentions. Please welcome Mohammed al-Shahi and Bakhit al-Mahri, who will chant their mesmerizing voices to these special words in the ancient form of Shalla chanting, known as Al-Wanna.
قاصد جداكم حافي يا حلوين المشام، والكم ضميري صافي، والكم ضميري صافي، والكم قدر بيعام. وانتو من الاشرايفي والكم قدر بيعم، منتو من الاطرايفي، منتو من الاطرايفي، دانات غزر ويم. والاحترام الوافي حق علينا يتم، قاصد جداكم حافي، قاصد جداكم حافي يا حلوين المشام.
Our second cultural performance is by Berkeley Abu Dhabi, featuring Emirati opera singer Fatima Al-Hashimi and Maysa Qar'a, a Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter and artistic director of Berkeley Abu Dhabi, with a special lineup of musicians, including Berkeley Abu Dhabi faculty, led by violinist Yar'oub Smerat. This next song is a beautiful rendition that we prepared specially for you. It's one of my favorite classics that I'm sure all of you know. Hope you enjoy it.
Please stay, please stay, please stay. Thank you so much for this fantastic performance. Please stay. I think our artists deserve another round of applause. Thank you. Thank you so much. So now, without further ado, we will welcome our hosts for welcoming addresses. And first, I would like to invite on stage His Excellency, Mr. Mohammed Al-Mubarak, Chairman of the Department of Culture and Tourism, Abu Dhabi. Your Excellency, if you would like to come and join me on stage. Thank you. You have the floor.
I promise you I won't sing. أصحاب المعالي والسعادة.
Excellencies, distinguished guests, welcome to Abu Dhabi. It is an honor to be with you today in the World Conference on Culture and Arts Education, hosted by Abu Dhabi.
Distinguished guests, ministers, esteemed delegates, and honored guests, welcome to Abu Dhabi. It is a privilege to be with you all as we host the UNESCO World Conference on Culture and Arts Education in Abu Dhabi. Working closely with our partners at UNESCO and the Ministry of Culture, we are confident that the outcomes of this gathering will lead to the adoption of the framework for culture and arts education so that it can be taken forward at the national and regional levels. It's imperative, ladies and gentlemen, that we take the opportunity at hand and we let our actions speak much louder than our words. Collectively, in this room, we have the brain power to make significant change. Collectively, from every direction of this earth, we understand the power of education and the power of culture. Here in the United Arab Emirates and in Abu Dhabi, I am reminded about that power every single day. When I took over my post almost 10 years ago now, speaking to the President of the United Arab Emirates, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, on culture, he gave me a remark that stays with me every single day, and it reminds me of how important our roles are as cultural practitioners and educators. He told me that culture is the building block of any forward-thinking society. It is the change that is required by each and every one of us that we have to continuously push for, that culture and education are in the front of minds of all policymakers and all significant decision makers. This is the power that we have in our hands, and we have the opportunity to take full advantage of it. My good friend and my brother, Ernesto, has taught me a lifelong lesson, that if you need to advocate for change and to advocate for the importance of culture, it has to be unified, it has to be collective, and it has to be powerful. And I believe in meetings and conferences like this is our time to make that change. This is our window of opportunity, and we should take full advantage of it. So thank you all for being here. We are here in the United Arab Emirates, in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. So allow me to give you a brief glimpse of our history and how the importance of culture has always been in our DNA. Since the 1950s, our founding father, the late Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, strongly believed education to be the cornerstone to progress, and that it should be made available to all by equitable and quality, not for a few, but for all, and not just for the borders of our country, but for the world. Culture was also an early preoccupation for him and for the UAE when it was first founded. Prior to the formation of this country, he had invested his time and effort in setting up the Al Ain Museum, a museum that discussed the history of this great land and its connections to the rest of the world, whether it was ancient Asia or ancient Mesopotamia. This was a message to the people of the UAE and a message to all that we only thrive through our connections and our networks. And in this world that we are most connected than ever before, we have to even do further and do more in connecting ourselves together through our cultures, our heritages, our backgrounds, our universal values. The cultural foundation, which I hope you will visit over the next couple of days when you visit the Qasr al-Husn fort, was the first cultural institution in the UAE in the 1980s and was conceived as a house of learning and cultural cross-exchange of creativity. I remember as a young child how this place was a place of inspiration, where I heard different languages from all over the world, where I saw artists from all over the world exhibit their craft, where I read books from all over the world and listened to music from all over the world. And that gave me a sense of appreciation and a sense of love that only culture can bring. And at that moment, as a 6-year-old boy, I came to the conclusion that I will spend the rest of my life harnessing these messages and making it my lifelong mission to truly broadcast culture for the rest of the world. And I'm very humble and lucky that I'm standing in front of you all right now with individuals that have made that their lifelong message, and I hope we can come together and do things at a larger scale. At that moment in the 1980s, this was the birthplace of the UAE's and Abu Dhabi's endeavors to champion arts and education. In the past few decades, the UAE and Abu Dhabi have invested heavily in culture and arts education for our local communities and in its first instance. However, our cultural vision and impact of our programs extend far beyond our borders. Arts and culture play a pivotal role in shaping a vibrant, forward-thinking community. Some of the initiatives that the Department of Culture and Tourism Abu Dhabi has undertaken in the recent years include aims to highlight art as a subject in curriculum, develop learners and teachers' skills, abilities, and sensibilities. We truly believe that education is the building block, and we have to invest in educators and invest in curriculums. Times are changing very quickly right before our eyes, and we have the perfect opportunity to change curriculums where we put weight not only to the sciences that are important, but to the cultural education, to art, to music, to theater, to history, to the appreciation of our heritages, regardless where we are from. This is our opportunity to put focus on that. We, here in Abu Dhabi, work very closely with the educational stakeholders to develop curriculum and academic resources to tell the history of artists in the UAE and the cultural narratives from the region and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, the beauty of the United Arab Emirates, it is a place for all. It's a place, regardless where you're from, you will find a home here in Abu Dhabi. And in finding that home, in our schools, in our institutions, in our museums, we will celebrate you. We will celebrate your culture. We will celebrate your heritage. We will celebrate your religion. We will celebrate what makes you you. And you will find yourself in these places. And this is what the power of culture can create. It is unifying us in our individuality. And that's why culture is so special. We are all gathered here today to make changes. We are gathered here today to listen. We are gathered here today to network. Under the umbrella of UNESCO and under the help of the Ministry of Culture, we can make that change. But it starts with us. It starts first and foremost to all of us to listen, to understand, to accept, and for each and every one of us to come together to make changes not for ourselves, but for the globe. For universally, we have to move forward together. So I hope to achieve that with you while we are in this conference. And I want to thank you all for being here. And please, while you're here, Abu Dhabi is your second home. Listen to our music, eat our food, connect with us, because we want to open our doors to you. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Your intervention was very enlightening. You emphasized once again the importance of the link between culture and education, and this was very much welcome. Thank you very much. You also invited us to celebrate Abu Dhabi's achievements, Abu Dhabi's commitments. Thank you. And really, really a big thank you for highlighting the power of culture as a whole, as a meaningful tool to unite people and to foster innovation in education. So thank you very much again. Now we have the great pleasure to turn to His Excellency, Mr. Sheikh Salim bin Khalid Al-Qasimi. I would like to invite you on stage to deliver your address. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for a very inspiring word. Excellencies, esteemed delegates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to invite you today to the UNESCO World Conference on Culture and Art Education to the UAE from all corners of the world. At the outset, I'd like to pay special tribute to our hosts, the Department of Culture and Tourism, Abu Dhabi, who have been long-standing partners and advocates of culture in all its forms. Today's event is a key reminder of the transformative power of culture and arts in shaping societies that are resilient, inclusive, and forward-looking. The UAE has continued to take ambitious steps to carry forward this vision for sustainable development, which places culture at the forefront and at the center. It is a remarkable journey of cultural renaissance, rooted in our rich heritage and driven by the vibrance of our creative ecosystem, with education always at its core. Our commitment to culture and creativity as fundamental pillars of national development and international cooperation is unwavering and reflected in every aspect of our societal fabric. The UAE has been walking the talk by introducing a number of initiatives, including the Emirati Cultural Activities Framework in schools, which ensures that culture and arts education are an integral part of formal learning from a very young age. Furthermore, our cultural and creative industries strategies 2021 to 2031 is set to increase the socio-economic impact and value of the culture and creative industries in the Emirates. This entails upgrading our education system to inspire and empower future creative generations by equipping them with the skills needed for our contemporary world and beyond. We have also seen the climate crisis. Culture and arts education can provide innovative solutions by teaching sustainable practices from creativity to indigenous knowledge systems. Our commitment extends to the international arena, where we seek to share our experiences and learn from the global community. In this spirit, we put forth the Executive Board resolution adopted unanimously in 2021, supporting the call for this World Conference and its revised framework. We thank all member states who joined us at this call for strengthening synergies between two sectors, leading to this milestone event. Policymakers and stakeholders are sectors that are a testament of our belief in the impact of arts education to inspire creativity, critical thinking, and a deeper understanding of our shared humanity. Through partnerships with UNESCO and other international organizations, we aim to contribute to this important global disclosure. As we look to the future, culture and arts is critical in addressing the challenges of the 21st century, from fostering social cohesion and cultural diversity to promoting sustainable development and peace. In closing, the revised framework of culture and arts education is a collective moment for us to rethink, reimagine, and redesign the future of culture and education policies as a cornerstone for every human in its development. Together, let us collaborate and inspire one another as we work towards a brighter future, where power of culture and the arts and education is harnessed for generations to come. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We are very much grateful for your inspiring address. You reminded us of the vital role of culture, and we will take with us throughout, the days of the conference, the 3 key words that you indicated for us, for culture and education: resilient, inclusive, forward-looking. So we'll take those 3 words with us. Thank you very much. The journey of the United Arab Emirates, which you have shared with us, highlights the unwavering commitment of your country to place culture at the heart of sustainable development, at the heart as well of the international cooperation agenda. So without further ado, our next segment features a vibrant ensemble of young minds, young souls, eager to share with us their aspirations, their dreams, their perspectives on how culture and the arts resonates in their path of life, and actually also their self-expression. So we have 4 young advocates who will take us on their journey to discover the power of culture and the arts, to discover also how they manage to intertwine both culture and education. So I would like us to please welcome the first one of them, the Ghanaian poet, playwright, and creator of the Mansa world, Chief Moomin. Thank you.
At the break of dawn, when the cry of the muezzin pierces through the silence of the night, Ali will rouse himself from his straw mat in his mud hut. After the morning prayers and chores, he would lead to the kraal to take his father's cattle out to graze in the vast expanse of the savannah. There, in the luscious outskirts of the village, where the grass is green and the rising sun is mellow, the lazy-looking animals will find and indulge themselves in the foliage, and Ali will find a spot under a shady tree to pass his time, and it is here that all the magic happens. Ali was a boy in a faraway village with not many people. His father had several sons who couldn't all go to school at the same time. When one son was at school, another was at home because someone had to take care of the cattle. But for Ali, it never mattered, because he carried his school wherever he went, sitting under that shade as his cattle grazes gracefully at a distance. He would pick out a book. He loved to read, to travel through time and place and space and see and feel and touch a world different from his own. He stood on the desert sands as the pyramids rose to defy the skyline and proclaim the glory of the pharaohs. He rode with Alexander on his great conquest from Macedonia all through to Alexandria onto the gates of Babylonia. He stood in the Senate as Cicero proclaimed the might of an empire and its legions embarked upon a quest for conquest across Germanica and beyond. He traveled with Buddha throughout India. He heard the call of Confucius in China. He listened to the parables of Jesus of Judea. He traveled with Muhammad of Arabia from Mecca to Medina for the Hijrah. And then through the Middle Ages he journeyed and witnessed King John sign the Magna Carta with a reluctant hand as his knights embarked upon the crusades to conquer the Holy Lands. In Florence, at the height of the Renaissance, under the patronage of the Medici, he witnessed Da Vinci paint the Mona Lisa. Onto the door of Wittenberg, he stood as Martin Luther nailed his 95 Theses. In Britannia, on stage at the Globe Theatre, he watched the genius of Master Shakespeare unravel. All the world is a stage, and all the men and women merely players. And then through Africa, he traveled through the ancient cities of Kush and Aksum in Ethiopia, through the gold-rich empires of Ghana, Mali, Songhai, through the ivory cities of Mogadishu, Mombasa, Zanzibar, through the stone walls of great Zimbabwe. Back in Timbuktu, he heard the griot sing the praise songs of Mansa Musa. And then on he journeyed and witnessed the Ottomans change Constantinople to Istanbul. He stood in awe as the Taj Mahal rose to the glory of Mumtaz Mahal. He heard the praise songs of Kublai Khan and Genghis Khan as he traveled on the Silk Road along with Marco Polo. But that was before the Ming Empress drove away the Mongols and made the great walls of China even greater. In Japan's bustling city of Kyoto, he saw the samurais with their two blades, the geishas with their alluring gaze as the actors in their kimonos danced the kabuki under the watchful eyes of the shoguns. And then he sailed with Columbus into the Amazons of the Azteca and the Inca before the conquistadores of Cortes and Pizarro. He witnessed the dawn of European exploration as Captain and Christopher Columbus sailed across which he journeyed with them. And then he saw the captured men and women come out of the door of no return along the banks of the Atlantic into the new ships waiting to sail to the new hungry world. On and on he read and went into the Industrial Revolution and sat in the first passenger train from Stockholm to Darlington as feudalism morphed into capitalism. And then the revolutionaries stormed the Bastille with chants of liberté, égalité, fraternité. On and on he read and went into the era of information technology and heard Alexander Graham Bell make the first telephone call as tensions built into the blitzkrieg of the First and Second World War. On and on he read and went into the era of liberation struggle and marched with Gandhi on his salt march throughout Dundee. And indeed, Chairman Mao, his great leap across the People's Republic, he marched with the Martin Luther King Jr. across a bridge in Selma. He saw an Nkrumah light the fires of freedom in Africa, and a Mandela walk out of the Robben Island to the chants of a Mankla. The sun is becoming hot, the animals are becoming restless, and so he would lead his cattle back home. But on his way, his mind will again play over all the stories he had read. It fired up his imagination. He wanted to read more, to know more, so that he could travel beyond his cattle trail. How is it that a young boy in some faraway village can know so much about his world, can feel the beauty, diversity, and culture that colors the human experience? Simple. Through the power of the page, through the power of his education. Sitting under that shade, flipping through those pages, opened up his mind to the endless possibilities of this world and gave him the power to dream beyond his cattle trail. The human experience is as diverse as it is connected. And it is only when we discover the threads that holds this grand tapestry of our existence together can we find true meaning, true unity, and true progress. And so today, on this occasion of the World Conference on Culture and Arts Education, may the threads that hold us together continue to hold strong. And may the work that we do here help successive generations to discover the threads and to add on to this grand tapestry of our human experience. Ali, beyond the cattle trail. Thank you. And so, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great honor to introduce a group of young, talented, committed voices who too have traveled beyond their cattle trail, whose curiosity has sparked in them an appreciation of their world and found expression through their artistic and advocacy practice. From Colombia, I present to you a ukulele aficionado, singer, dancer, artist, and youth advocate, Daniela Moreno. From Kenya, I present to you a dancer and choreographer who expresses his art through the movement of his body and his advocacy through the organizing of his community, Franco Odiembo. And from our host country of the UAE, a female powerhouse, a creative director who uses the power of words and pictures to tell beautiful stories to impact brands, communities, and causes. I present to you Rauda Al-Sayyad. Daniela? Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm Daniela Moreno. I'm from Bogota, Colombia, and I'm very pleased to be here in representation of the youth voices of my country and of the world. What brings us here is just the perfect excuse for us to recognize our humanity in the narratives and the senses of everything we're experiencing now. But the most particular thing about art, it's its power. It has the power to make us sensible, and it has the power to make us feel like we're just one voice. And of course, it is a universal language that we all understand. But another power of arts is the fact that it recognizes people in their vulnerability and also in their potential. Yesterday, I had a completely different speech. I didn't know what was I talking about, and I started trying to reconnect with the culture and with my music. And then I remember that art is everything, but it is not perfection. Art is just a way to express ourselves, but also to remind ourselves that it is a world changer. And I remembered also that art made me vanish away any differences, any place, any space, any time. And arts themselves, they are already a unique expression of the wonderful humanity. Back in Colombia and around the world, there are also children that doubt about themselves, just as I do. And I've had the opportunity to be in different projects and see the power of culture and see the power of art and how it gives alternatives to those kids to make them grow in themselves something that it's way much bigger than the challenges they face. Art activates new forms of learning and transmitting knowledge. It strengthens your values, and it also empowers youth. But the most important for me is that art breaks social and educational barriers. You may wonder why, and it is because art does not have a social class. It becomes easier for everyone to break those limiting thoughts about themselves through art. And it's easier for kids also to fall in the pathways that are not good for them. But then I found that in those vulnerable communities that let kids fall into the wrong path, there was always a response, and a response with art. And I saw that this was their canvas for resilience in my country. And as an artist, I hope that my words are capable of giving this storytelling for the world's most powerful tool, which is art. And certainly because culture is the #1 ally of youth. Lastly, I'm going to be making a different dynamic. And as youth, being a little bit disruptive, I will sing for you a part of a song. However, I want you to be part of my performance. And so the ones who want to join to the rhythm, I'll give you the beat. But I'm singing a song of a Spanish artist called Muerto, and he basically says in his song that he sings for the people who are awake. He sings for the people that struggle. He sings for the people that are afraid of something. And I personally gave a little bit of twist to that song because I sing for all of those waiting to have the chance to expand their potential through arts. And with this, I want to remind you that we are all here to make culture resonate with the vibrant hues of human experience, allowing our global community to use art as the purest way of resilience. So now, I will give you the beat, and if you want, you can clap in your lap. The idea is that all the auditorium helps me out with this. So it goes a little bit like this. Dum, da, da, dum, da, da. 1, 2, 3, 1. Harder, louder. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Louder. 2, 3. And keep going. 3, 1, 2, 3. Oye, tengo que decir.
Hey, I've got something to say. Hey, listen carefully. In my hand I hold my heart. In my chest a void trembles every time I sing my truth.
Y pa'l que nada en su llanto, canto pa'l que tiene miedo, pero es capaz de enfrentarlo. Canto pa' bien y pa' mal, y cantando me levanto. Canto por necesidad. Canto, 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 canto. Thank you so much. Now I'll introduce you to our fellow dancer. He comes from Kenya, as we all knew. And here it is, Franco.
Thank you, Daniela. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take you to Kenya, where through my foundation called Cheza Cheza, we build happy schools and create safe communities through the power of dance, okay? So why dance? Personally, dance saved my life, and when everything else was not working, dance worked for me. And through dance, I realized my full potential. Through dance, I saw myself the best version of it. And I believe with the right strategies, with the right structures, dance can do so much more to our children and the youths in our communities. Because dance is part of our culture, at least where I come from in Kenya. It's part of our culture. And whenever you play music, anywhere in the street, children will dance. So what if we brought that joy into our schools, where children look forward to go to school, okay? But today, I didn't come here to speak a lot. I came here to share with you the joy that we always enjoy with the kids back in the schools in Kenya. And I'll humbly and kindly request our dear excellencies and everyone to join me in this. And you'll enjoy it more when you stand. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This means a lot. Oh, wow, this means a lot to me. Thank you so much. So what will happen is this, yeah? Question. There are those people who think they are not dancers. I cannot move. That's not my thing. And when I hear that, I'm very happy, because you'll be surprised at what you can do yourself and how dance can bring us together and bring you out of your comfort zone. So if you're having that mentality, let's turn that into a dance, okay? So what we'll do is point yourself, you say no, amazing, say another no, then roll, then knock at the door, 1, 2. Nice. Oh wow, it's looking nice. So dance works in 8 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As Dave is coming. So whatever you do with your body, put it into a rhythm. Basically, it's a dance, okay? So what we'll do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So this is you saying, me, I'm not a dancer. No and no. But I think I can try and knock at that door. Okay? In 5, 6, 7, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now you'll add some rhythm to it, okay? And Dave, you'll go a little bit faster. So let's try with some rhythm. Let's put some psych, some energy, youthful energy, okay? Are you ready, Dave? Let's go. In 5, 6, 7, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now you can do some freestyle, eh? Whatever you wanna do. Let me see. Okay, I see back there. People are moving. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll and knock the door. Point yourself. Say no, and roll and knock the door. Clap for yourself. You guys are amazing. Imagine if you came out of your comfort zone and you enjoyed yourself, yet you were thinking, I cannot dance. There's a child somewhere thinking they cannot do mathematics. There's a child somewhere thinking science is very difficult. And we use dance to get them out of that comfort zone and letting them know you can do the impossible and you can be the best version of yourselves and you can change your life, you can change your community and be the best version of yourself. Thank you so much. I wish you could continue, but because of time, yes. And they'll knock that door and pass mathematics and keep the retention rate in schools here, because the schools are a happy place through dance. Right now, I'll welcome Rhoda. Come on stage. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you for pumping everyone up before my part. My job is done. Your Excellency, you promised not to sing. I promise not to teach everyone how to dance. So just let's keep it at that. We started a beautiful story of Ali. I would love to continue the story, but with an Emirati twist. How is that a young boy in some faraway village can know so much about his world? The power of the page, the impact of education, yet continues. قوة الصفحة وتأثير التعليم ما زال مستمر. علي يجلب صفحات كتاب ما له حد. كل ما ظن إنه خلص.
Ali has turned over the pages, and each time he thinks he's finished the book, he realizes that the book is endless. And in his imagination, one page drew his attention. He saw lush greenery, buildings, land, the sea, and he asked, am I in the past, the present, or in the future? He meditated. He saw palm trees in an endless vista. And he said, no, this is an oasis. And he was dazzled by the beauty of the oasis. He saw greenery in the vegetation in the middle of the desert, beauty, wisdom, nobility in the camel race and falconry. Land turned to sea. He was drawn by the divers, the ships, and he saw this in all the colors. And when he saw this, somebody said, Ali, come and try our coffee. You're arriving in Abu Dhabi, and enjoy our hospitality. Ali is one of the many thousands who've seen many things and who realized that our culture, our belonging,
that through culture we all belong. In powerful rooms like the one we're standing in today, we are blessed to be handling the power where education spreads. And endless pages are formed for Ali and the world. And it all starts when we realize that through culture we all belong.
Canto, 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 canto.
And put our hands together to tell the story. Shukran.
Gracias.
Asanteni sana.
Grazie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we heard you. I think we heard your stories. I
Means
think we
a lot.
heard your testimonies.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think we actually also experienced their stories. And I believe that, Your Excellencies, the participants, you are going to take with you this very enlightening experience, these 4 voices, to pursue, the debates on, policy making throughout the days in front of us. Let us be reminded of the voices of our young people, young colleagues. Now we'll leave the floor to you, Yasmin. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Last but not least, we have the pleasure now to invite the President of the General Conference of UNESCO, Her Excellency Ms. Simona Mirella Miculescu, to deliver the inaugural address.
Your Excellency, Minister of Culture and Youth of the United Arab Emirates, co-chair of the conference, Honorable Chairman of the Department of Culture and Tourism of Abu Dhabi, co-chair of the conference, esteemed vice chairs and members of the Bureau, distinguished ministers and heads of delegations, dear Assistant Directors General for Education and Culture of UNESCO, distinguished delegates, dear amazing young voices, ladies and gentlemen. Since wars begin in the minds of men, it is in the minds of men that the defenses of peace must be constructed. The wisdom embodied in this phrase of UNESCO's constitution has been resonating with intensified significance in recent years amidst crises, unrest, and numerous complex challenges, including climate change or risks related to frontier technologies. In our pursuit of innovative solutions to navigate these challenges, what better approach could there be than empowering our children, our grandchildren, and societies as a whole with new tools, ensuring they possess the necessary skills and aptitudes for critical thinking, innovation, and nurturing their social and emotional well-being. We gather therefore today here at the first ever World Conference on Culture and Art Education of UNESCO. Our objective is clear: to chart a new compass in our collective journey for building peace and sustainable development, a compass for nurturing creativity and imagination, to equip our societies and future generations with the tools they need to confront the complex challenges of the 21st century with resilience and ingenuity. 2 days ago in a debate I took part in, reflecting on different dimensions of the power of cultural diplomacy, The remarkable Romanian playwright Matei Vișniec told us that, in his opinion, there has been at the present time an aggression against values we believe in. There is a lot of talk about the artificial intelligence that is coming upon us, but we, the people, failed to create a collective natural intelligence that would stop conflicts and mitigate the new forms of violence. Of course, we will continue to believe in the human being and in the fact that through art, through dialogue, we can succeed in building everyone's trust in democracy and freedoms. Hence, his opinion is that the debates are more important than ever, especially for answering the question how to empower culture to contribute to peaceful societies. Well, I truly think that this conference here today can give one clear answer. Culture and art education is the path that could generate the necessary synergies for building a resilient and sustainable future for our societies. Mesdames et Messieurs, Excellences.
Ladies and gentlemen, Excellencies, 100 years ago, Albert Einstein said, a society's competitive advantages will not come from how well its schools teach the multiplication and periodic tables, but from how well they stimulate imagination and creativity. And yet, today, in most of our countries, the educational system, above all, encourages realism and rationality. And therefore, we tend to repeat and reproduce the past rather than encouraging imagination and creativity, which stimulate innovation and progress and encourage us to go towards new ideas and solutions. We must therefore guarantee that each child have access to quality artistic education, whatever his origin or personal situation. And these wonderful voices perfectly illustrate that.
Seize this moment as an opportunity to reaffirm our commitment to prioritizing culture and art education at the forefront of our national agendas. Let us draw inspiration from our cultural heritage, guided by the principles of inclusivity, equity, and respect for diversity. I call upon absolutely all member states to ensure that the outcomes and commitments made here in Abu Dhabi translate into tangible actions in our respective countries. I am confident that despite inherent barriers and challenges such as funding constraints or resistance to change, we will be successful in overcoming them, harmonizing different ministerial mandates and integrating the UNESCO Framework for Culture and Art Education into each country's national policies, measures, curricula, and teacher training materials. I extend to each of you my best wishes for successful deliberations at our conference, leading to inspirational conclusions and bold takeaways. Let me warmly congratulate the Director General of UNESCO and her absolutely fantastic team for the exemplary cooperation between the education and culture sectors that led to the commendable substance and quality of this conference. I would also like to extend on behalf of all member states of UNESCO my heartfelt gratitude to the Minister of Culture and Youth of the United Arab Emirates and to the Chairman of the Department of Culture and Tourism Abu Dhabi and their respective amazing teams for being such wonderful hosts for such a milestone event in this beautiful and vibrant city that, of course, we are eager to enjoy, and for supporting so passionately the advancement of culture and arts education worldwide. Thank you so much. Shukran jazilan.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We now come to the end of the opening ceremony. We invite you to join us in Hall 5 for lunch, generously provided by our hosts. Once again, please do not hesitate to join us at the side events which are taking place this afternoon. I would now like to invite all those seated in the front 2 rows to join the stage for the ceremonial photo. Our ushers will escort you to the stage and assist you to find your positions. Thank you.